Hey, good morning, Rainier Valley Church family. Hope your Monday is off to a strong start. Just wanted to remind you about what we talked about on Sunday, and that is the spiritual discipline of watchfulness. This is an ancient spiritual discipline, and the goal is that we stay awake, we stay spiritually sharp. And so I wanted to share with you again a great Proverb 25:28. It says, like a city without walls is a man without self-control. And so, what does it look like for us to be awake? What does it look like for us to be on guard? What does it look like for us to be discerning and diligent about our own self control? The Puritans talk about how we need to be conscientious of various gates. So, in the ancient time, you had to have a wall for your city. So that it could be secure, so that it could be stable. There were thieves, there were robbers, there were people who would come to steal, kill, and destroy. And so every city had to have a wall. In the same way, that same principle is true of each of us. To be watchful, to be awake, to be on guard, we need to have walls. We need to be careful about what we are listening to, what we are thinking, and what we are allowing into our hearts. Scripture says that we are to guard our hearts with all diligence. And so the Puritans talked about how we need to have a ear gate, an eye gate, and a heart gate, meaning that we need to be discerning. We need to be careful about what we are hearing, what we are watching, and what we are allowing into our hearts. So my encouragement to each of us this week, what does it look like for us to be awake? What does it look like for us to be on guard? Let's first examine our hearts. What are we hearing? What are we seeing? And what are we allowing into our hearts? Is it helping us to be awake to the spiritual things, to the eternal things, to the things that really matter? Or is it causing us to be spiritually sleepy, to be fatigued spiritually, to be lethargic, to be lazy, to not care about what really matters? For some of us, with the difficulties and challenges of the last 2 years, we've in some ways maybe even spiritually sort of given up and just allowed things to go on, and whatever is popular, whatever is important, whatever people are repeating or saying, that's the sort of things we're going to let into our ears, into our eyes, and into our heart. And we need to be discerning. We need to be careful. We need to be wise. We need to be self-controlled. So what does it look like for you this week to stay awake, to be discerning? What are you going to let in your ears? What are you going to let in your eyes? And what are you going to let in your heart? What does it look like for us to be awake and self-controlled this week? Love you guys and appreciate you all. God bless you. Have a great week.